is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
And you've seen what happened. You've talked about the forest fires. Now we're permitting and cleaning up these forests so it will reduce the threat of forest fire as well as creating jobs in these communities.
We're all to do that in California, by the way.
Yes, sir.
California's a mess. We're giving billions and billions of dollars for forest fires in California. There's no reason for those fires to be like they are. They're leaving them dirty. It's a disgraceful thing. Old trees are sitting there rotting and dry, and instead of cleaning it up, they don't touch them. They leave them, and we end up with these massive fires that we're paying hundreds of billions of dollars for to fix, and the destruction is incredible. So I think California ought to get their act together and clean up their forests and manage their forests, because it's disgraceful. What's happening should never happen. I go all over the country and I meet with governors. The first thing they say is there's no reason for forest fires like that in California. So I say to the governor, or whoever's going to be the governor of California, you better get your act together, because California, we're just not going to continue to pay the kind of money that we're paying because of fires that should never be to the extent. They were telling me in a couple of states, I won't even mention their name, it's like a flash. Some grass will burn. It'll be over in minutes. They'll lose 2 acres, 3 acres. At the most, they won't even lose that. And here we are with thousands of acres and billions of dollars every year. It's the same thing every year. And they don't want to clean up their forests because they have environmental problems in cleaning it up. It should be the opposite, because you're going to lose your forests. You're losing them. But it's costing our country hundreds of billions of dollars because of incompetence in California. So the people, I'm speaking now for the people of California, they don't want to see this happen. They're getting destroyed. And it's hurting our budgets, it's hurting our country, and they just better get their act together. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, Director,
President Trump is fighting hard to deliver much-needed water to California's farmers, and Governor Gavin Newsom is fighting back with yet another lawsuit. Delivering on his campaign promise, President Trump is trying to ship in more water from the San Joaquin Delta to farmers in the Central Valley.
What is the situation with the water? Obviously, in Palisades, ran out last night in the hydrants. I was talking to the firefighter in this block. They left because there was no water in the hydrant here.
The local folks are trying to figure that out. I mean, just when you have a system that's not dissimilar to what we've seen in other extraordinarily large-scale fires, whether it be pipe, electricity, or whether it just be the complete overwhelm of the system. I mean, those hydrants are typical for 2 or 3 fires, maybe 1 fire. You have something at this scale, but again, that's going to be determined by the local.
The president-elect chose to attack you, blame you for this.
One can't even respond to it. I mean, people are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't.
He's only saying it's politicizing because he doesn't want responsibility fall where it needs to. The buck should stop with you as the governor of California. Some of your policies don't make sense. California is supposed to be like the greenest place, supposed to be all like worrying about daggone global warming, daggone climate change, right? All your policies are designed for that, right? So why are y'all gonna blame climate change? Why y'all not saying, oh yeah, it's because we don't do controlled burns. We don't have fire lines. So like there's places where you like either cut down some trees in the middle of the forest or burn down some trees in the middle of the forest. So if one parcel lands on fire, it doesn't have enough trees to like jump. So you have to like cut down areas of forest land so that doesn't happen. Y'all do proper fire control, fire mitigation. And they knew that since like 6 years ago, Trump was telling you about this. You wanted control of your waters. You sued Donald Trump when he was in office 6 years ago to have control of your waters, and now you're mad that he's putting responsibility where it shall lie with you. Like, how can you get mad at someone saying, hey, this is your fault? You sue people to have control of your waters and you're not using it properly. You're dumping water back into the ocean for some fishes. Like, come on, instead of doing proper stuff and having like fish hatcheries or somewhere that the fish could go, you're trying to say now he's gonna dump all the water into the ocean instead of trying to do water storage. If you're not even wait. Why don't you have desalination plants, like taking the seawater, desalt it, purify it, or not even make it super pure, but make it potable or able to be used in a fire hydrant? Because you can't just use salt water in a fire hydrant. I understand that, because you might destroy crops, you might destroy agriculture, you might destroy daggone forest land, because of all the salt content in the water might just be bad for the soil. So clean out the water from this daggone, what is it, the ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and use that to fight fires. But no, y'all not even do stuff like that, because to build anything in daggone California, the amount of red tape, the amount of barriers to do it is so large. So you gotta say, hey yo, when it comes down to rebuilding, all the people of California understand, like, yo, this is the stuff we signed up for. This is our policies. Why is it so hard to rebuild? Because all the red tape. Like, remember when Bill Murray had to, like, Bill Murray for his name, the liberal comedian, he has to do some solar panels on his roof, and he's talking about, oh, it's taking forever because all the red tape. Like, y'all all in California is gonna realize that these Democrat policies are not as good as you think it is. Like, come on now. And the DEI, like, first black female deputy assistant fire chief, like, listen to what she said.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or, you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
She tells you that if your husband's in a fire, she can't carry him out. That's basically what she's saying. If your husband's in a fire, DEI hires like this female right here is not be able to carry him out. Like, come on now. You really think that people really care that much that the person that saved their life looks like them? You really think that's what's going through their heads in an emergency? Like, oh, I hope they understand the black struggle. Like, come on now. This is the problem with California. Like, this is the problem with liberals in general, liberal-ran cities. They try to worry so much about this DEI. They don't care that they're running their cities into the ground. Like, y'all slashing like $17 million from your budget, and you say, oh, it's $17 million of an $800 million budget. I'm like, what? Like, y'all have these problems with these fires, and y'all slashing money? Like, y'all can't try to say, hey, yo, what do we need to do to prevent this? Y'all not worried about prevention. Y'all worry more about some random fish and then actually putting out forest fire. And you're like, oh, the fish are good, though. We might have, like, lost some millions of dollars, billions of dollars of home people's lives, but the fish are good. And then the whole insurance thing, just watch this right quick.
Some county leaders are hoping to make a statement and really empower the state insurance commissioner to fight these insurance companies that right now are dropping thousands and thousands of homeowners from their coverage. Now, we know that there are approximately 74,000 Californians who are losing their coverage. The insurance commissioner is negotiating with major carriers for the future of policies statewide. Now, the impact on people's lives is serious. We have learned, for example, 200,000 AARP members who are senior citizens are already struggling with high energy bills and are now dealing with their insurance jumping as much as 400% in some fire-prone areas here in San Diego. Renters are also seeing their policies drop. Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer is calling out big insurance companies like State Farm. She's describing them as reckless and greedy for using homeowners, renters, and business owners as pawns, she says, to negotiate with the state.
I think it's kind of messed up that these insurance companies are dropping people, but you got to understand, insurance is a business first. And if they realize, hey, the government's not doing anything to mitigate the risk of fire, so if we have to insure these people, it's going to be a high chance we're going to have to pay for the houses burning down. So it doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make dollars, and it can't make a profit. So of course they're not going to stay there. So you expect someone to say, hey, yo, I'm gonna risk my business losing money, risk my business going out because the California government is not doing what it needs to do to help mitigate the risk of fires. Like, California is not doing any of the stuff I talked about earlier, like controlled burns in areas that could to clean up the daggone forest land and the ground, because they got all that falling debris, dead debris, and people talk about for years saying y'all not cleaning up the ground of y'all forest, y'all letting all this stuff go, and y'all not trying to do controlled burns. Like, I'm not trying to say burn out the forest, but people do controlled burns in other states, but no one's doing that in California because, oh yeah, we worry about the environment. How y'all worry about the environment when y'all got such a hot, big smog problem? Don't y'all got some of the worst air in America, and y'all supposed to be like the most green people out there? Like, come on, y'all have rolling blackouts, and y'all trying to say, oh, we need to go to all electric cars. Y'all policies don't make sense. Like, and you expect an insurance company to say, yo, insurance is a business. Like, they're thinking about this the logical way. They're like, yo, there's a high risk that there's going to be another forest fire because they're not doing anything to help mitigate the risk. So how can we actually make money and actually help people out? Because the first thing they do is they want to make money. The second thing they do is want to help you out. I'm gonna be honest with you, it's kind of messed up, but it's a business, and y'all guys gotta understand that. If you can't understand that, then don't get insurance, and your house gonna burn down anyways in California, and y'all not gonna do nothing with it. Or you're gonna just get it because of all the policies in California, all the red tape, all the laws you have over there. You're gonna get some high ass premium and some insurance that costs you like out the butt to pay. So like those are your only options. And then you got your mayor, daggone mayor of Los Angeles, out here in daggone Africa visit for some daggone president's inauguration or something like that. And she don't come out back in the first place. She don't come out like, hey, yo, President Biden, like, hit me up with a private jet, something like Elon, hook your girl up. She don't do none of that stuff. She just come back when she feels like, and just like people ask the questions, she don't answer no questions. The questions she does answer, I'm like, come on, this is y'all leadership. I'm like, this is y'all leadership. This is y'all vote for. Like, just check out some of the stuff she did.
Do you owe citizens an apology for being absent while their homes were burning? Do you regret cutting the fire department budget by millions of dollars, Madam Mayor? Have you nothing to say today?
Can you back up, boss? Appreciate it.
Have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today? Elon Musk says that you're utterly incompetent. Are you considering your position? Madam Mayor, have you absolutely nothing to say to the citizens today who are dealing with this disaster? No apology for them? Do you think you should have been visiting Ghana while this was unfolding back home? Madam Mayor, let me ask you just again, have you anything to say to the citizens today as you return?
No. They're gonna come.
Ma'am, hold on one second.
Madam Mayor, just a few words for the citizens today as you return to deal with the catastrophe.
Can you take this down?
Lack of preparation and rapid response.
Let me just say, first and foremost, my number one focus, and I think the focus of all of us here with one voice, is that we have to protect lives, we have to save lives, and we have to save homes. Rest assured that when rest assured, let me finish. Rest assured, when that is done, when we are safe, when lives have been saved and homes have been saved, we will absolutely do an evaluation to look at what worked, what didn't work, and to correct or to hold accountable any body, department, individual, etc. But my focus right now is on the lives and on the homes.
Do you think your leadership was effective while responding to this disaster?
I just said what I believe is the most important thing for us to do right now, and that is going to continue to be my focus. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's sad it takes something like a wildfire, people losing their lives and homes, for y'all to realize that the things y'all doing in California is not working. I'm not the brightest bulb in the shed or the sharpest tool in the chandelier, but even I know certain policies like fire control is not being done right, or it's not being done at all in California. Y'all have all this dry, dry debris, dead trees everywhere, and y'all not saying, hey, we could take these down, burn certain areas in a controlled fashion. Y'all not doing stuff like that. Y'all not doing, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called fire line, when you take out rows of trees so that when if a fire does occur, it doesn't jump as easily. Y'all not doing stuff like proper water control, proper water usage. Y'all not building places where y'all can store water. Even when y'all have record precipitation, y'all just dumping it back into the ocean for some fish instead of bringing those fishes to the hatchery. So y'all were so worried about the environment in California that y'all are actually the ones destroying it. And to be honest, certain things we might have to lose to save the majority and the greater good of the greater all. I'm just being honest. But y'all don't want to listen to that because I'm not no environmentalist, green person, blah, blah, blah. Y'all don't really care about all that stuff, especially if it's not coming from some, oh, save the world, bleeding heart liberal. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. These policies in California are the biggest problem with California. And when people leave, when people get out of the state, y'all taxes are gonna go down because y'all went from having, I believe y'all were in a surplus and now y'all in a deficit. Like, how did I do that? The 5th biggest economy in the world, right? That's what y'all say, right? And y'all, all the taxes y'all pay the most taxes in America, and y'all have these problems because of poor leadership and poor management of money. This is the problem with California, and sooner or later, y'all guys have to vote these people out. I know y'all want to be these bleeding heart liberals, save the world type, but like, come on. You could be bleeding heart liberals, save the world, and still be like, hey, yo, our policy's not working. Maybe we need to put something else in. I'm not even saying y'all go vote for a daggone Democrat, not a Democrat, but a daggone Republican, but at least vote for like a moderate Democrat. Like, instead of these wild, crazy, super DI, super, oh, we got to do this, and that. We got to save the environment. We got to go green, even though China and daggone India is not going green and not doing anything that. We got to do all the work. Like, this is the type of people that ruin California, and this is going to be the biggest problem in California. And when the people in California actually wake up and start voting the right way, start really actually looking at the people that they're voting for, say, wait, what are your actual policies? They're going to still have this problem. Y'all can't say, oh, Trump is making this a political thing. When he said 6 years ago, hey, clean up y'all forests. Hey, do this, do that. And hey, yo, let me control y'all water because y'all not doing it right. And y'all said, no, we want to fight Trump. Trump is evil, blah, blah, blah. And then when you're having all the control in your hands, what do y'all do? Y'all have a majority daggone Democrat run state. Look what's happening. Sooner or later, you're going to have to wake up. That's all I got for y'all today. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe if you like the content. And for now, hey, yo, I'm out.
And we're out of here like a screaming herd of turtles.